Speedy Gonzalez said it's the best. Underlay Reba, Triplemanía. Buenos dias, everyone. Welcome to episode 252 of the Dumb Marks podcast. Is it AAA or AAA? The best
Gets
wrestling
canceled.
podcast. Best wrestling podcast in all the business. Gentlemen, how's it going this week?
¿Dónde está?
Muy bien. Muy bien. Muchas
muy
gracias.
bien.
Yeah, everybody brushed up on their Spanish.
Will someone hit that SAP button over there?
No, I'm back at it again after my trip to the D. Pause. That would be Detroit.
Could have just said Detroit.
No, we was in the D. We was in the D. I was out there in 8 Mile. I was at the shelter. God damn it. We in the shelter. God damn it.
What you do on your own time is your business. Okay.
Yeah. No, I was on my way back from Detroit. Went to the Breezy Bowl. Chris Brown concert out in Detroit last weekend. Was out there at the Motor City Hotel and Casino. Good trip. Had on my Steelers gear as always because I'm a Yinzer. So whenever I go on vacation, gotta make sure it's ready to go.
Show that pride.
Please tell me you didn't start a "Here We Go" chant while you were there.
No. No, but we get there and got the gear on and the bellhop. He's like, "Oh, here we go." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "You're a Steelers fan? Rodgers sucks." He just starts going in.
Damn.
I'm like, "Whoa!" I'm like, "Wait a second, bro." I'm like, "This is Detroit. We're like identical, right? Like Yins haven't had the success that we've had, but from a city's perspective, we're same fold, right? Like, I love what Yins do." Dan Campbell was saying, he goes, "Oh, I'm a Cowboys fan." I'm like, go get the bags. Go get their bags. Stop talking to me. You're a Cowboys fan. Like, are you serious right now?
Did you at least find a Steelers bar?
No, we didn't. We did not find a Steelers bar. We didn't venture out too much. So we got there Thursday, checked in, got some food, did a little bit of gambling, lost some money, and then called it a night. It was, we got up there a little later. Friday, woke up, went to eat at Joe Louis Cafe. Fire. Phenomenal restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
I had this breakfast skillet type deal. We went for brunch, and that came back to the casino, licked them for $500 and cashed out. I was like, all right, I made my money back on the trip. As far as cash that I took out, so cash I'm coming back home with, and then got ready. And yeah. Went to the concert, and they had a Tigers game was going on, and literally the Ford Field is here. You cross the street, and Comerica Park is there.
Mm-hmm.
They're literally side by side. You can spit on one building from the other. So downtown Detroit was insane Friday night. Like, not to mention all the other stuff that they had going on downtown. So concert was great. Chris Brown performed for 3 hours straight by himself. Did like 40 some odd hits. Probably the best performance I've seen live from a musical act ever in my life. Just tremendous. There was stuff that he left off that they came out on like an intermission, said, "Oh, we can't fit these in," and they were all number one hits. And I'm like, you're leaving off like 7 number one hits in a 3-hour show? Like, but yeah, no, it was a good concert, really good concert. So yeah, and then came back on Saturday. So slow trip, yeah. But I would do Detroit again. Nice easy drive, 4.5 hours there, 4.5 hours back. And yeah, so there's that.
I hit up Barrel and Flow Fest last Saturday here in Pittsburgh. We've talked about it, and it was kind of like a last minute edition last week to go, and it was worth it. Definitely something I think the Dumbarks need to hit up next year. And met up with our friends, the EMS podcast. Checked out, they had a booth there with that. A lot of other ones in between. There's some stuff that we gotta try in the city, boys.
Yeah, I was mad that the Barrel and Flow Fest was same day as me coming back because I knew I wasn't gonna do both.
Mm-hmm.
If it's 15, 20 years ago, yeah, I'm out there. But nah, that's too much. Too old. I can't do a full day like that. But shout out to D Bracy and those guys. Number one beer festival in the country. They got one in New Orleans coming up.
Yeah, so that next year, and we'll see what the dates are for next year here. We got to talk about the prices.
Well,
we went a little early. We did the early, but that was $100 for that ticket.
Yeah. But were you paying extra though? Was the $100 to get in, and then you had to pay extra for stuff?
You could drink anything there. Food was all extra.
Okay.
So.
I mean, I'm not mad at that because when you think about it, if you're spending $100 at the bar, it's the same. It's the same deal. Like,
depending how much you drink. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
There was definitely some that we only went and maybe tried one thing at the place. Then there was a couple, like even one local that we'll talk off air about that I want to check out here. I think we went back to them like 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
So to try
you got your money's worth then, you try everything, then the one you like, you just keep going,
Yeah, there was definitely 3 that were my favorite and that I would go to again.
And I mean, I know like Kennywood has done the bites and pints where you get the different food and drinks from around the globe, right? In the different stations with the different countries. That's like a $40 or $45 ticket just for that. But when you add that on to the $70 ticket to get in the door, you're at $110 just for that. So,
and then you only get for the bites and pints. You
only get one time.
Only get like 15, I think, tries.
Yeah, like I'm not.
And then after that, you're paying a la carte basically.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily mad at the $100 price tag for that, especially since it's a local boy. Woody Hill, Woody High grad out there doing big things, blowing up. So love and support.
So in the past, I've done some beer fests here in Pittsburgh where you volunteer and you pour the beer and stuff. And every tent there seemed to be whoever the brewery was, they were manning their own tent, which is cool.
So you got to know people.
Yeah. Okay. And so that was cool. But I don't know if they offer anything like volunteers like other beer fests do, like where you can volunteer the event and still go around and drink.
Okay.
I would definitely do that again.
We definitely got to be that's an early book it club type deal for us next year. We're going to be down there in full force and full effect next year for sure.
So head over to ProWrestlingTees.com/DummarksPod, buy the merch so we can buy some new equipment and do the show live down there next year.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but no, other than that, man, we here. XXXIII, busy week. Donald, what do you got on deck for us today?
All
Donald?
right. So we have our highs and lows, which is our Mount Rushmores and our mushes. We got XXXIII predictions.
And we're predicting XXXIII? We're running through the card?
Oh, yes, we are. And then we have our game, which was homework for everybody. So everybody should be prepared, and it should be very, very interesting. So
I'm throwing this list together.
So
wait, it was homework?
Yeah, pay attention in the group chat, bro. We're sending out on Monday. Tuesday. Bro, pay attention in the group chat.
I might have missed that one, you guys.
Unbelievable.
I was absent that day, Teach.
Yeah, I didn't get my makeup packet. Here you go. You got to test in 5 minutes.
Okay, I saw the Ryan Reynolds gif and just kind of blanked out until
Look, this dude's getting distracted with gifts.
My bad, bro.
Other than the TikTok videos.
There we go. So stay tuned for that when we get to it. But let's get into the intro topic.
Jason, you got 45 minutes to complete your homework.
So the intro topic, Steve and Chris sent this through the chat. So we're gonna talk about it. The Triple H hire list. Everybody who was fired, what was it, 2020 or
2022 rehires.
2022 rehires. They are all gone. Either
Quick-
release, contract ran out, and for Bray Wyatt, unfortunately, his life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do a quick rundown of it from the
Mhm.
list, and hopefully this is it. Like, I didn't go back through and see if there was anybody that left off. Dakota Kai, Karrion Kross, Scarlett, Ashanti the Adonis, Top Dollar, Braun Strowman, Eric Young, Bray Wyatt, we said, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, Emma, AOP, Tegan Knox, and Valhalla.
So how do you
Yeah,
guys?
still there.
So so how do you guys feel about this? Especially since Triple H brought them back and they left on his term.
Look, if we're gonna equate this to a sports analogy, right? If Triple H was the general manager for the Pittsburgh Steelers and that was his 2022 draft class, he'd be fired because he didn't hit on one single draft pick.
Maybe Bray, but there's situations there. But
yeah, I mean, Bray, you take Bray out of this discussion.
Yeah.
Bray's not included in this discussion, right? You had, I would say maybe 2 acts out of that list that were actually had momentum at certain times, right?
Mars with the first controversial topic of the day.
Oh, we're not doing that. But you have 2 acts. You had Dakota Kai, who had momentum, but injuries, etc. But fans wanted her to stay, thought that they could really do something with her, and then Kross and Scarlett. That's it. Nobody else.
No.
When you look at that list, was like, oh, okay. But like that's a Kevin Colbert 2020 draft class from the Steelers. There ain't nobody left. There ain't nobody left from that draft class.
That was definitely a lot of people on that list. Hey, we left WWE, got some momentum behind our name, and they hired them back because of that momentum and did nothing with them.
Absolutely nothing. Yeah. Whenever you just look at the list, like what Steve said, what did they do? They got a pop when they first came out because the fans was excited to see them because they thought that they were released unjustly, and you didn't hear from them again.
Dakota had probably the most success out of that list with damage control.
Yeah.
Especially like AOP. Like AOP
Cross's
was like
run is the last 6 months. Cross's run was like the last 6 months.
But he was brought in and seemed like he was going to be a player when he was brought in. And then they didn't do anything with him.
They dropped the hourglass on Roman. Granted, the bloodline broke down after that and disbanded and everything went away. Roman lost the title. So like that story that they were doing with Kross, wherever he was, people were falling, either group was disbanding, falling apart, or people were changing who they were after interacting with him, was working. But there was so much time in between that it didn't do anything. And they
never connected together either.
It built up over time to where he pops off after Mania, and now we're cooking with fish grease, and yet here we are. Now we're talking: is it the work of works, or is it a shoot? Or they're charging so much for independence that it is a work? They have so many Comic-Con set up that it's not a work. I mean,
don't know.
This new era of kayfabe, I guess, but
that goddamn Unreal show.
I mean, I can get into my stuff now if we want to, but
one thing I wanted to mention, like AOP, like whenever they got rehired, because I liked them when they were down at NXT, big brutes and all that stuff. I thought they were going to make like a name in the tag division again. They were just nothing, absolutely nothing. They were just bodyguards.
Yeah.
But how much of that is on the talent and how much on that is Triple H and the creative team? Because when you look at that entire list, again, who had a storyline? Who was put into a role to really truly succeed? Who was pushed? Even if you're pushed on the mid card or lower card, like you're still getting pushes. And again, outside of Dakota and Kross, there wasn't nothing there for any of those guys.
But like, take Braun. He's not believable.
Not believable in what way? As a monster?
As a well, you can't book monsters nowadays. It's
would you go to the Tony Khan school of booking? What do you
No.
mean you can't book monsters?
You can.
What do you mean?
But there was no upside to Braun Strowman for me ever. The best gimmick he had was running around as a train for me, and that dumbed him down.
You're talking
And
about
that
a
was pretty much
former
the one
world
that was
champion.
Do nothing.
Nothing.
Former world champ there.
I mean, everybody. Jinder's a former world champ.
I mean, Strowman was part of the Wyatts originally, so that could have been interwoven in there.
It's not.
No, but he made everybody happy by running around, doing the train thing. He got put in that Santino Marella. He got put in that Vladimir Kozlov when they made him a clown.
Basically, Big Show.
Tyrus.
Yeah.
Yes, Tyrus.
You're a big dude. You made him a joke, and then it's not believable that he can be a monster after that.
Yeah.
And then
Lord Tensai.
What do you do when you got to cut promos?
He got by, but he wasn't great.
I mean, you can't scream, get these hands.
Why not? Ryback screamed, "Feed me more," and he was the most over guy in the company at the point.
I don't know. We're in a different era where we're having 20-minute promos. You can't throw Braun Strowman out there. And yeah.
I mean, but that's what we talk about, like the Paul Heyman school of booking. Don't highlight his weakness, highlight his strengths, and try to hide the weakness and see what you can do. And if the creative team can't do that, or the producers can't do that, this is what happens.
Now, to push this conversation forward and to tie in AEW, because why not just feed the fire of always comparing WWE to AEW, right? Tony Khan's draft class or signee class for 2025 this year is Megan Bain, Speedball, Kevin Knight, Josh Alexander, Mina, Thekla, Alex Windsor, and Ace Austin. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's eight names there. 4 girls, 4 guys. Let's see where we're at in 3 years with this draft class or with this signing class.
It'll be the women.
All on Ring of Honor.
Because to me, you know what else stands out within that signing class for this year? You have no ex-WWE talent. And that's where AEW has been the last several years. They've signed the former big name WWE talent.
Mm-hmm.
So is there, allegedly Tony's made a shift in who he's signing and what he's looking for and everything else. And when you look at the draft class, there's definitely an immediate shift in forethought and focus to where he's not just signing every Joe Schmo off the street.
Mm-hmm.
That's an ex-WWE talent, which TNA did back in the day and got them to the LOL TNA era.
Yeah. Because they would hotshot everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they wouldn't do a natural evolution or a build. They would bring them in and just be like, champion.
Yeah. Now we can already go into discussions around people on this list and how they've been booked so far. We're not going to do that. That could be a whole separate pod by itself, because I'll go off for an hour on Josh Alexander at this point. But
which is what worries me about Ace Austin right now. But
it's just I think Ace is better than Josh because Ace fits AEW's mold.
Okay.
He's the high flyer. He's
he can do a little bit of everything.
Full speed. He's the right, like, not saying that Josh isn't AEW's mold from a pure wrestling standpoint. Bell to bell, Josh fits better in AEW than he does WWE, but he's not doing. He you put Ace Austin in there with, I could probably rattle off 7 or 8 people, and the sickos are going to be losing their minds with that, right? And Ricochet was the first one beefing at him. So if you're running that right out the gate between them two, that's an AEW splooge fest.
That'll be on Dynamite. That would be on Dynamite. Not a pay-per-view.
In his draft class, do you see a world champion? Realistic.
Yes.
You see
both. I see both women and men.
Okay.
Megan Bain is a women's champion, hands down.
I see
Thekla could be a women's champion, hands down.
Also.
And for me, from the guy side, Alexander is a world champion.
Say it. Don't even say it.
World champ.
He's
a world champ.
No.
He carried a company on his back for 2 years. He's world championship material.
Not happening.
Hands down.
Not happening.
I'm not saying it will happen. You asked, do I see a world champion?
You see a world champion. You see a world champion.
As soon as he gets away from Don Callis.
Let's be go with your head, not your heart.
Okay, go like depends. If he actually pushes like Josh Alexander right, I think yes, he could be in that contendership for a future. If they, I know Steve said we're not going down this, but if they go down the route that they're doing with him at the moment, no.
Mm-hmm.
At most, Ring of Honor world champion.
And then plus of all, who on the originals, still got another title reign in their hands, because Jericho's going to get another one. Moxley's definitely getting another one. Probably CM Punk might get another one too before it's all said and done.
Hey, have you noticed that nobody is clamoring for Jericho to come back?
He's gone.
I didn't even know he was gone.
He's been off since the learning tree ended. Like
I didn't know it ended.
He went and did a tour with Fozzy and took time off, but like nobody is clamoring for Jericho to be back.
If he comes back, it's retirement tour Jericho. That's all it should be.
Then we'll give you a title on the way out.
Probably.
Where's Big Bill and Keith?
Because they doing their own thing.
Yeah. They've been floating around, had a couple collision matches here and there, but
Mars, my sentiments exactly.
I will. So
he's gonna be the first 15-time AEW champion.
So AEW's been up as far as viewership, attendance, etc. The last month or so, go from all in till now, right? Metrics are up through the roof. I make the argument that's because of Moxley and what he did for almost a year plus. Moxley's the catalyst for it.
Was he the catalyst or the dampener?
Is Moxley the tribal chief? Get everybody to tune in.
Hey, I said it that Moxley, for me, made me not want to watch it. But Tony had said numerous times, whenever inquired about Mox, that all their metrics were pointing that people were invested in that storyline with them. And
I don't think people was invested in. Yes, people was invested in the storyline, but to me, the story was so bad. It's like a car crash. Everybody want to see. I just want to see what happens next. And
I was that until like January, February, and then it's like, okay, you're not giving me anything, so finally.
I guess to circle back around with Triple H's return class when he took over and where they're at now and nobody's there. And then you look at the individuals that he's brought back since, they've all been ex-WWE talent, right? There is going to be a conversation that needs to be had at some point, whether in the next year, 2 years from now. They're running out of stars. And they're not elevating anybody to replace those stars outside of maybe 2, 3, 4 people max.
We've talked about how many times,
and that's a conversation
down NXT right now. Like the NXT men,
not in the women's side.
I'm not saying women. I mean, we've talked about with the men, like who somebody mentioned recently, and I don't remember who it was that brought up and what the program was. It could have been Unreal, but how like Triple H said like, or somebody said like, there's an
Yeah,
issue.
I brought that up.
Yeah,
that's what. The
He
women
was
get it.
he was talking to Hurricane.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was talking to Hurricane.
Yeah, he said there's 5 women to every 1 man down there that gets it.
Like, how long ago was that? 6 months or so? Like, why hasn't there been a refresh down there yet? If they're aware of the problem.
And how long have we said that? We said that for a long time on this show.
Mhm.
You have 2 possibly. You got, if we're playing spades, and I know Jay and Donald don't know how to play spades because their BP card is not relevant. If we're playing spades, and we're looking at number of books that you have in your hand for NXT, I got 2 and a possible. I got 2 with a possible 1. So I got 3 in my hand from the men's side. And that's Obafemi.
Yeah.
That's Trick Williams. And that's Javon Evans.
Ethan. Would you put Ethan in there?
Ethan and Starks haven't done nothing for me to say. Yeah.
All right, if we're in this, I've only seen stuff on social posts, but if we're going to continue to see Chelsea Green, Ethan Page.
Oh, yeah. Sign me up for that. That's tremendous. That's tremendous.
Yes. Oh,
that's Ling Dion.
Yeah, I saw that this morning. Like, more of this.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. All right. So that was our intro topic. Comment, email us and what you guys think about the Triple H rehired list. Let's get into our Mount Rushmores this week. So I'll start off my Mount Rushmore. My Mount Rushmore was Lash Legend and Nia Jax in NXT. I mean, thick on thick. Beef on beef. Yeah, all out brawl. I was all for it. I mean,
this guy.
Guys, set those alerts, man. Hit the bell on YouTube. Get those notifications.
And I would like this feud to continue with the 2 of them because I just like their style match. And then I think it was like a hidden tryout for Lash to see if she could go on the main roster.
Probably a good chance.
Nia, ever since she came back and went on the run to win Queen in the Ring and then got the title, she has been extremely underrated and not appreciated enough for what she's done and the quality of work that she's put out there. But I agree with everything you said, Donald. Lash on Tuesday night opened the show great. The rest of the show, we can save that for another conversation. But those 2 absolutely showed up and showed out. Definitely want to see it as a longer type feud. Mm-hmm. If they're doing that as a tryout instead of like bringing her up to do main events and all that, great, because you're getting TV reps, you're getting real live reaction from the crowd, you're getting live interaction real time from fans on social media. So you have a better gauge of what works and what doesn't work versus them just sitting in the back watching 2 people on main event that nobody sees live. So yeah, kudos to them. Lash absolutely, I think, can be a legitimate top tier act in the company.
Yes.
I'm not sold on the entrance piece to her character yet.
Yeah.
But everything else about her screams main eventer. And I would never have said that back when they first started with the Lash Legend Wendy Williams talk show act.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was rough there for a while.
That was also my Mount Rushmore because it's rare.
But she was the brightest star out of Metaphor. And all those people are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I think Oral was a security guard on SmackDown.
Oh, that's good. He got hired by the arena, not WWE. TD Garden hired him. That was a TD Garden hire, not WWE.
Go, Jason.
I was also my Mount Rushmore because it's rare you see Nia have someone to match her ability.
Yes.
Like you get like the Rhea and the Raquel, but they're not picking up Rhea 3 or 4 times a match, or picking up Nia 3 or 4 times a match. You got her strength match there, so that was good to see. Lash is gonna be a star for me.
Taquan has not popped up yet, DJ.
Apparently, Ty didn't get the notification this morning either.
Rushmore?
My Mount Rushmore?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my Mount Rushmore and my mush kind of go hand in hand, so we can go both in those, or we can wait for the mush. But we kind of already talked about it, but I'm giving it to Karrion Kross documentary from this past Sunday. In a week that, in the past few weeks that, I question how much I've been enjoying wrestling on TV week in, week out. I watch that and just like, no, I'm still a wrestling fan. I just need to be entertained better. And that definitely entertained me on Sunday. And, the whole thing, is it a work or not? We can talk about that, and we will definitely talk about that more. But the documentary was well done. Like, I know the guy that he has working with him on the first one and this one. And apparently there's a part 3 on the way too that they're working on. Like, they're doing a good job with us.
Man, they got the book.
No, he has the book. He has the book. He knows. He did Hawani's show. I watched that. I watched the documentary Sunday whenever it dropped. I watched the Hawani interview. He did another interview with Briscoe and JBL. I didn't catch that one yet. I think that was more in regards to the book itself being released and not necessarily the whole contract situation, what's going on with that. Not saying that they don't touch that in that interview, but from what I saw clip-wise, it was more him discussing the book and the drop of the book. I mean, I wasn't on the show last week, but you had Paul Heyman endorse him as the next Stone Cold.
Yeah, and he talks about that with Ariel too.
Yeah, so I mean, you can bash me all you want for being the cross mark that I am, and I've been on that train for a very long time. I've been the conductor by myself for a very long time. So everybody that's been hopping on the bandwagon since he popped off on Sam Roberts, you owe me money because I've been driving this train by myself, funding the entire trip for what is Karrion Kross.
So, like, and I'm not gonna deny it. Like, there was times where I was completely against Kross. And Steve knows that. That there was times that I didn't enjoy his run. I haven't always enjoyed his matches on TV. But this is one, and this has been a little while ago now, that it wasn't necessarily Karrion Kross or Killer Kross that got me invested. It was watching Kevin Robert Kessar and him making me buy in on himself, and then the Killer Kross, and then the Karrion Kross. And that's what's reinvested me in him before even WrestleMania. But it's like he does interviews, and you can just tell he's a decent dude. And
not only that, but he dropped some names this week and I think it was in the documentary where he dropped some names of wrestlers that were his favorites, and it ties into why he's so entertaining from the psychological storyline aspect, to where he's an act that you need to have him involved in a long-term story. He dropped Brian Pillman's name as one of his favorites. He dropped Jake Roberts as one of his favorites. He dropped Kevin Sullivan as one of his favorites. And I think there was one or two more. But you go Pillman and Roberts. What are Pillman and Roberts known for? Their psychology.
Yeah. And I think that's whenever he was talking about like this reality era with Ariel this week. And he goes, I didn't create this. This person didn't create this. Brian Pillman created that. It's just like, yeah, I mean, Pillman 911, that was definitely one of the kicks.
Not only that, but Pillman with the ECW, WCW, WWE.
Mm-hmm.
That was reality kayfabe back then, and nobody knew was reality kayfabe. That was just Pillman being Pillman.
That was the change. That's where you started to see the change of the industry at that point.
Pillman worked everybody. Except Mark Madden, because allegedly Pillman would call Mark Madden and throw these ideas out to him. If you listen to Mark Madden. But yeah, no, like that. But that's like those statements, right? When Kross was talking about that, I was like, that's why I love him so much. That's why he resonated with me, going all the way back to Lucha Underground, to him from, starting up with Vegas Independence and everything else, and the character work, and through TNA and everything else. Like, that's the type of wrestler that I gravitate towards, that I enjoy the most, are the ones that blur the reality versus the work, can wrestle, can do everything, cut a promo, has a look that's different from everybody else. Jake Roberts looked different than everybody else. Brian Pillman looked different from everybody else. Like, that's just who I gravitate towards, that I want to get behind. And I don't know where this ship stops at or what's to come on the road, but I'll be driving the train like I have been for the last several years.
For me, he's like a Bray Wyatt. He gets you in the segments, everything off camera. He just bores me in the ring. Every match, I'm just blah. I don't get it.
But he could definitely sell you on.
Yeah, he'll sell you to get sell you the tickets. Just bores me in the ring.
And that may be where we're at as far as viewership of wrestling and how the in-ring has changed throughout the years, or that could just be you're not a fan of that style in the ring, right? But again, if everybody else is zigging and they're doing the high speed balls to the wall, flips, everything else, he's zagging to where he stands out.
It's like
he may not like it, but
he didn't bore me in NXT though. I don't know why. It just
could be the producing on the main roster.
That goes into producing, booking, everything
creative,
else, right?
Yeah, does all that.
Maybe he had a little bit more leeway on what he could do in the ring compared to what them micromanaging everything that he does on the main roster.
And that's a point, Jay, to circle back to the main intro topic, Donald, that Triple H booking main roster is not Triple H booking NXT.
No.
This still feels like, this is why I think Bruce Pritchard's doing more than anything, because this still feels like Vince era right now to me, not Triple H era.
And I don't know if that's because NXT was its own niche, and while majority of Triple H's era was an hour long, you could span stuff out, and the 5-match pay-per-views that fit because it was 2.5 hours. Like, there's a lot of things that have changed from a booking perspective that Triple H has had to adjust to up on the main roster versus booking NXT. And all those names that were successful in NXT that were called up, the AOPs, the Crosses, Dakota, like, they never got to sink their teeth into a story or a feud on the main roster like they had in NXT. Dakota turning on Tegan, kicking her in the cage was like one of the greatest heel turns ever.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't get that from either of them. Tegan had a bunch of injuries, which kind of derailed her run, so to speak, right?
It happens.
But yeah, you never saw that translate over, and that's the difference still to this day from NXT to the main roster. Oh, you're seeing it with Melo now.
Yeah.
And that's Sean booking NXT, but he's still using a lot of the same principles that Hunter had in NXT. There's a lot that I don't like about Sean's booking NXT right now, but
All right, Steve, Rushmore.
Rushmore this week. I had Nia and Lash. I had Cross, but I got Leon Slater and Cedric Alexander from last night at TNA's Emergence. Loved that match. Slater, Mark Henry said it. I think, Mark Henry said it. I don't know if he said it on Busted Open or he said it on the Off the Ropes with Jonathan Coachman, but he said everybody's going to have to break their checkbook when they write the check for Leon Slater, because for him to be 20 years old and has everything outside of promos, which he's getting better at and getting more reps, that comes with time. But everything else is superstar quality. I retweeted. So he had the interaction with AJ Styles, at Slammiversary. He hits the Styles Clash last night. AJ tweets out the clip of him hitting the Styles Clash and called it the Slater Clash. And I'm like, oh, that's a phenomenal endorsement.
Mm-hmm.
You have arguably the greatest wrestler of his generation putting your name in his finishing move. Signed, sealed, stamped, delivered. Boom. I don't need nothing else from Leon Slater. You're stamped. You're approved. Rub achieved. Pause.
He and we talked about this many times, like in AEW, how like Ospreay uses Styles Clash and it doesn't do anything. You know, like wasn't always a finisher.
It's
like
a transitional move.
Yeah, for him.
And last night Slater used it, then hit his 450 Swanton, game over. Like that's exactly what it should have been. And
AJ never came out and endorsed Ospreay with it.
Yep.
We've seen a couple of people use the Styles Clash.
Yeah.
But so that's my 1A. I have two as far as like a tie for 1Bs. Outside of the main event selection of Dynamite, which they've done this 2 weeks in a row where I just don't get why they're putting matches in the main event slot that they're putting in. I enjoyed Dynamite. Dynamite for me this week was my favorite show that I watched. I like the direction that they're going in, especially with some of the top tier names. I don't like that Forbidden Door is not Forbidden Door anymore, but that we can get into that and discuss that next week. Yeah, we can discuss that next week. But Dynamite for me, and then Drew McIntyre last night on SmackDown, his promo on Cody. Drew's just on another level. Everything that he does is tremendous, from social media wise to sit down interviews on Impulsive to promos in the ring. Drew is on a run of runs, and I definitely, when Cody comes back from filming Street Fighter, which is why he got taken out last week for those of you that are living under a rock, same with why Roman got taken out. I need that feud to kick in to go live gear.
You put both of your faces in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Your new champ in a movie.
Brand new champ in a movie. I will say,
it was
Sonic Boom.
Yeah, I can flip over into the mushes if you want, because my mush comes from last night too.
Yep, we start our mushes. Go ahead.
SmackDown again was my mush.
It put me to sleep.
It was the entire show.
As soon as they made Sammy and Thing the 6-man tag, I was like, I'm not finishing this show.
That's part of That's part of
I
my
literally tweeted out. I said, I'm gonna watch
that too.
Yeah. DJ, I did look last night.
Always started the Xbox on.
Last night I tweeted out, I'm gonna watch preseason football or the Little League World Series because SmackDown ain't it.
Yeah. Literally got the nod.
Look, when your dark matches are more entertaining than what happened on the 2-hour show and should have been the 2-hour show, you have a problem. They had Tiffany and Jade in a dark match, and Jade worked heel. The storm is shifting, as she said. The eye of the storm is shifting. She's going to be heel, and it's going to make Tiffany an even bigger babyface. They had Bronson versus Penta in a big time match, and they had R-Truth versus Aleister Black. All three of those are way more interesting than what happened on your 2-hour show.
Which was on SmackDown next week.
I feel like, and Steve, you had talked about AEW a little bit before that it was your favorite show. Like AEW to me wasn't great, wasn't bad either. It was a show this week from what I watched. Like I didn't hate it, didn't want to turn it off, but didn't really do anything special to me either.
When you compare it to the other shows this week,
yeah,
it was.
I feel like in the past, not even past couple weeks, past couple months, it feels like there's this shift in wrestling, like booking overall. It's not even just AEW, it's not even just WWE. It's like almost across the board in American wrestling. that they're booking it like late 80s, early 90s TV to me, where we're putting on matches, but it's not anything like that you need to tune in for either. Like that's why we're seeing so many multi-man matches.
Background noise.
Yeah. So
yeah, I mean,
go ahead, see, finish up.
No, I was just gonna say to that point, Chris. If you go back to those beginning Raw episodes, those weren't can't miss TV. You may have gotten a Razor Ramon at one point. You may have gotten an Undertaker at one point, but you did not see, like, it was not
how long like did it take for Hogan to show up on Raw.
Yeah. It wasn't Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H. It wasn't Attitude Era Raw. Like it was a continuation of what they ran on Saturday mornings to set up the pay-per-views, right?
Mm-hmm. And that's just what I feel like it feels like.
Yeah. Might as well go into my mush, but my mush was Raw and SmackDown, how they start the same way and how they end the same way. Basically getting all the stars in the beginning, have a 20-minute conversation, then everybody who had that conversation fights at the end. It's like, come on
and run a DQ.
Yeah, it's
I think it's just 3 weeks in a row the main event of Raw ended in a DQ.
We're going back to that. We're going back to that stat again.
Yeah, it is. It'd be like I wrote down. Like to me, it's lazy ass booking. It sucked. The bookers suck. Creative sucks, and they just need to chew on that. And I just, with our Spanish theme, they chew on that punta. Like that's it. It's like you have to do better. Like you just can't give me Raw with one style and then give me the same exact thing on SmackDown.
Well,
like,
I mean, you can Raw it in one style, but I mean, technically you can. It's just you got to be really good Raw it in one style. If you're not great in that one, if you're not great in that one style of doing it Raw, then it's not gonna be beneficial. Like people are going to turn off and not come to join the show. So
that's definitely where I'm at anymore with the product.
So that's where it's at. Yeah.
It seems we've hit the summer lull of wrestling that used to be like the June-July space between Mania and SummerSlam. It seems like we're hitting that now. Like it's later than what it should be. To me, this should be picking back up to your fall run to getting into
Survivor Series,
like closing out. But there's so much and so many companies that like it's just not working from a weekly TV perspective.
There's usually a summer story to like really keep you invested in that. I just don't feel like this year had that anywhere.
Yeah, it is. It's Karrion Kross, and whether or not it's a brother, that's your summer story. Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's all outside the ring, bro.
I mean, we'll go into it. That's my mush. WWE letting them go, and how do you drop the ball on that? Like, I know we've talked about, like, the rumor is WWE doesn't care about the fans anymore. Like, they're telling the writers don't care to what the fans want. You book it how you want to book it in the writing style. And this is proof of that we're not paying attention to what the fans want. And it is what it is. And then Cross going into the contract negotiation, how that played out. And that, like, how do you treat a talent like that? One, like, that's the new caveat. Way of going. But
this is the first TKO deal for somebody that's gotten over by themselves.
And it's the same thing as if you under Vince almost.
Nah, see, I think it would have been done differently under Vince. I know WWE didn't like you getting over by yourself per se, right? Mm-hmm. But if you look at how TKO structures their deals on the UFC side of things, and not wanting to pay and not offering contracts and everything else and all that, like, you can go out and you can do your own research. I'm not going to bring up all the examples here, but this is how they operate. And I don't know how much is hamstrung. Like, how much was Hunter hamstrung by this to where he could or couldn't do what he wanted to do, or offer what he wanted to offer? I don't know. None of us know. None of us are ever going to know how much that is. Like, TKO could say, "Hey, we're only offering X, and that's it." Outside of your Roman, Seth, Cody, Becky, your top tier stars.
Yeah.
That will get new deals. But I mean, we even saw this with Drew. Drew went how long without a contract?
Almost a whole year.
I mean, I think if Triple H and Nick Khan wanted to be involved, they would have gotten involved with it. It's just, I think like Triple H could have had that call, like, "Hey, we're gonna remove that middleman, because we want to iron this deal out. Like, let's sit down." But because they kept it with the middleman, does that tell you what your worth is? Like, that tell you what your real value is with them?
The final boss was like,
They do. His name is Adam Hangman Page.
The fans love Hangman. AEW fans, Hangman.
Yeah, not all of Moxley's 4 title reigns were him as a heel. This last one is probably the fourth one is probably the run that you could classify as a heel. But I mean, Omega was a heel. Jericho, going back to the first title run. MJF. Swerve, yeah, kind of, sort of. But, Samoa Joe, I don't think was a heel. But as far as like that number one babyface, it's Hangman. It's always been Hangman.
And I'm cool with that. I just feel like AEW hasn't had that real storyline investment to make you and make new fans want to tune in each week. That's what they've been missing. Like, they need to create something that is a must watch that you have to tune in. They tried it with Death Riders. They think the metrics are good. I don't think that really moved the needle that much with them. But I think they still needed to create something that can be like, this is what's going to bring people in, that are going to get people talking. You need that, almost like that pop culture moment in AEW.
Do you think they're rushing Hangman MJF?
I do think it's rushed. I think a lot of the stuff on Forbidden Door is rushed, but at the same time, you're going over to London. You're trying to set the ticket record in the O2 Arena. They're only about, I want to say they're maybe like 1,000 or 1,500 tickets behind Money in the Bank in 2023, I believe, which ran the O2 Arena. So that Money in the Bank show did a little over 17,000 seats. I think last I saw AEW for Forbidden Door was over 16,000. So they're right within shot to set that. So
they'll get last minute people, building up.
When you're looking at those sorts of things, Jay, like, do I need Hangman MJF right at Forbidden Door to cash in his contract? Do I need Athena versus Tony at Forbidden Door to cash in her contract that she just won at the Casino Gauntlet? No, but if you look at the 8-match card that's laid out right now, do not AEW. I'm begging you. I'm completing with you. Do not add any more matches.
They will.
It's enough. It is enough.
Yeah, it is enough. I agree, but they'll AEW it up, and
not only is it enough with where they're at with the 8, but it is a stacked card in that 8.
Mm-hmm. Add the pre-show matches. They're going to do that, but don't add to the card.
I mean, it's Mercedes in the 4-way. It's MJF Hangman. You got Athena and Tony. You got Swerve and Okada. You got the reunion of Christian and Edge, which was going to be my mush this week until SmackDown last night, because they definitely blew through that reunion way too quickly.
Death Riders versus AEW.
And then you got the lights out still case. Like, you have
a lot.
You have more than enough. You have more than enough to fill a 3.5, 4 hour show. And you have a card that legitimately, on paper, top to bottom, could be best show of the year.
This is going to be a question I think we can bring up next week, but I'll pose it now, and we can save the conversation for then. Should you really put the lights out match as the main event over Hangman and MJF?
Well, we can table that for next week. We can table that for next week.
Jason, mush.
My mush is LA Knight and CM Punk to start Monday Night Raw. It was just terrible back and forth from two pros.
Yeah, that was bad.
You guys are great at cutting promos, and you guys suck. And then to turn all that into a four-way for the title, and somehow Jay gets added.
Well, they took out Roman, so Jay got to get added.
I mean,
because of bloodline rules.
Because of bloodline, so
reasons.
Yeah, and so Rikishi won't be mad either. You know,
I get it's his rematch, but then why throw the rematches in with LA Knight?
Look, honestly, and we can break this down more. We can break this down more when we get to the Clash of Paris breakdown next weekend. But
everything, we're knocking all these things.
I went to bed. I woke up. I was like, "How Jay get this?" He wasn't out talking in the beginning, so he can't be added to this match.
Jay's eating that pin. Just FYI, Jay's eating the pin.
No, of course.
Not LA Knight.
Nope. Jay's solely added to that match to eat that pin. That's a bigger conversation for when we do that prediction show. So, but yeah, Jason, to your point, I was super disappointed in that back and forth between them on Monday night. Like it was two junior high girls just going back and forth. Like nothing of substance hit. LA Knight, I think, repeated the same phrase over and over again before he said something. Let me tell you something. It was something like that, and he said it 10 times in the freaking thing. And then Punk, just not. It was.
I don't want to hear him say "yeah" ever again.
Trial and error.
He just made it sound terrible. Like,
let me tell you something. Best in the world.
No,
that's a conversation that we can have too. Outside of Punk and Seth face to face promo back and forth, Punk's AEW promos with opponents have been way better than WWE.
Yeah, more vitriol, more.
Agreed.
Yeah,
and I don't know if that's because Punk is handcuffed or what, but his 1v1s outside of Seth just have not done anything for me.
Mm-hmm.
The Gunther stuff was rushed in 2 weeks, so you couldn't even really have a true back and forth there. Just.
And then it's like you're getting it every week. You're oversaturated. You're getting a Punk promo
there you go. Who should it be on TV?
Oh,
it's a great night.
That's whenever you got to switch from the right hand to the left hand, Jay.
All right. Those are our bushes and everything. Chris, let's get into these AAA predictions.
All right. We got 6 matches on the card right now. The one we're just going to talk about because I don't think any of us can really predict it, but it's the Bartle Cup. And basically similar to their Royal Rumble match, except eliminations occur via pinfall. Participants haven't really been named yet, so to be determined on that. But this is probably going to be like the pre-show or the opener, be my guess here.
Give me Santos.
The winner,
just throwing a name out there.
The winner of this will be El Grande Americano Pete Dunne.
2.
Do we get the whole Doink experience tonight?
We get the Doink experience.
If he wasn't already in a match, I'd say Mr. Iguana, but he's in a match. All right, so we'll head into the main card here. For the Latin American Championship, El Messias versus El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr.
Hey, give me Dr. Wagner Jr.
Give me Wagner Jr. I like his style.
Who was featured on the last pay-per-view when WWE bought him? Dr. Wagner Jr. There you go.
Rumor is also that El Messias has signed his WWE deal too. That was one that popped up yesterday or the day before. So
he was included in that list of I think 6 or 7 names.
El Messias is a beast.
So is it WWE deal or for like the main roster, or is it?
It's whatever they're signing the AAA people to as far as that contract goes.
Oh, so all the new contracts will fall under WWE deals.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean it's not like I don't think it's the Mr. Iguana like dual type deal where you'll be on the main roster from time to time and on SmackDown, etc. Iguana's just over like Rover and they're cashing in on that cow.
That's all they doing.
There's gonna be more merch for that. Give me El Messias to retain here. We'll get into the 6-person tag team match, Judgment Day. Finn, JD, and Raquel versus Mr. Iguana, Nino Hamburguesa, and Lola Vice.
Yeah, Nino Hamburguesa signed as part of that grouping as well. If you want to get heat, now see this is where it comes. This is where it comes in, right? Because if Conan is booking this show, and this is Conan booking the show, I think Judgment Day goes over and they're getting heat.
Yes.
But with Jeremy Borash kind of running the ship down there and his directives, Conan I still believe is still on the creative team down there, which Conan, JBL, and Corey Graves are all, that's a 3-man booth for the show tonight. So
Conan's officially on.
Oh, yeah. That's a good booth.
Yeah, you want to say, I may be more entertained by those 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's Conan, he's going Judgment Day and he's getting the heat 9 times out of 10. I think, like you said, Chris, Mr. Iguana, they see just dollar signs in that. Mm-hmm. So give me. I'll go Judgment Day here.
I'm the same. I'm going Judgment Day also. Judgment Day beat Mr. Iguana, especially if Mr. Iguana gets pinned.
This might be where Raquel pins Lola.
I think you just locked up Lola, so give me them to win. Lola and Mr. Iguana.
I'm gonna go the faces, Mr. Iguana, Hamburguesa and Lola here. Just it's their WrestleMania. I think they're gonna get over. Just to keep the crowd happy. Even though it's a different style down there, they do things completely different in AAA.
It's WWE. We don't listen to the crowd.
It's gonna probably feel exactly like a WWE presentation tonight too. All right, we got a street fight for the AAA World Tag Team Championship. Los Garza versus Pagano and Psycho Clown.
Now I'm rethinking my Judgment Day pick. Because I don't think Los Garza should drop the belts, but Pagano and Psycho Clown, Psycho Clown's been on the main roster already. He's another one that I see just huge dollar signs in from WWE's perspective. I would like Pagano as well. But I think you retain with the champs here. Give me Los Garza to keep the belts. I was surprised when they won it. Mm-hmm. I would be surprised if they dropped it. But, yeah, I almost want to flip-flop my 2 picks for these first 2 matches on the main card. So I'll go against my gut here and pick Los Garza.
Give me Los Garzas.
Pagano, Psycho Clown.
I like Los Garza as a team right now. I think their run's been decent. Yeah, they've been doing stuff on SmackDown, been doing stuff down in AAA. Keep the titles on them. I mean, if Pagano and Psycho Clown win, I'm not going to be upset over that. But yeah, anything can happen in a street fight.
DJ, none of these have been set up on NXT, so
I'd probably say the only one that's been set up really is this World Tag Team match. A little bit on SmackDown. Was it last week or the week before?
I mean, they've been promoting the 4-way at least on social media, have been promoting the 4-way for the heavyweight title. But yeah, this hasn't been something that you've had to watch on a WWE show perspective to get the matchups for the card.
Those if you're not familiar, this is their WrestleMania.
Those AAA tags done been pretty visible.
Yeah.
NXT, NXT, the main roster, AEW. You see those more than anything else.
Business transaction, you know.
All right, the AAA Reina de Reinas Championship. Now I don't know. Is it Flamer? Is it Flamme? I'm not sure on her pronunciation here. Versus Fabia Pache versus Natty Neidhart.
Well, are we getting Natty or are we getting Natalia?
I'm thinking we're getting Natty.
Yeah.
Anything off the main roster.
Yeah. They have Natalia, but I think we're getting Natty here.
I'm a huge Fabia Apache fan. I think Natty is going to be Natalia is going to be transitioning into Natty for a Becky Lynch feud on the main roster based off of what they did Monday night. And listen, if Natty is allowed to cook as Natty on the main roster, which she's been doing out on the indies, and she's touched on that whole conversation with Triple H, like, let me show you what this character is. I can't tell you, I can show you. And Hunter having the faith to let her go out and do what she's done and go on this run that she's had, to where he's seen it enough to hopefully go that route, which I think is what this whole Becky feud is set up to do. Then, yeah, kudos to Natty for reinventing herself, because she's on a tear right now outside of WWE. I'm going with my personal fan favorite in this match, so give me Fabia Apache to win.
Give me Flamer to retain.
Flamer to retain.
Yeah, we Americanized the shit out of that.
Yeah, we did.
They said Flamer on the show, so
again, they Americanized.
They also say tune into AAA. Yeah, my gut's saying champ retains, but I would love to see Natty win this year.
It's not Natty, it's Natalia.
And I mean, Steve, to your credit, Fabi is a great wrestler too. Like, whoever walks out with the belt, I'll be happy with here. So, all right, let's get into the Mega Championship main event. Elio de Vikingo versus Dom versus Dragon Lee versus El Grande Americano.
All right, so
we already know who Donald's picking, so we don't even need to go that route.
When this first was announced, El Hijo del Vikingo was the favorite. If you're looking at DraftKings and all those betting odds wise for pro wrestling, now this week, as late as I believe Thursday, it was a toss up between Dom and El Grande Americano to win the AAA Mega Campeon. A lot of people are split between El Grande and Dom. They feel El Grande has gotten over with him, speaking Spanish to the crowd and what he's done. Which shout out to El Grande Americano version 2. Dominic Mysterio's pop for his surprise pop-up on the last show was just absolutely incredible. And you give me 2 belts, Dirty Dom, swinging that thing, pause. Man, you want to talk about some heat there. It's what you want to do with the crowd. Do you want them to boo and send them home angry, or do you want them to cheer? Because I think El Grande would get just a massive pop if he wins this.
I don't know if anybody here is going to get a boo. I honestly retain. I don't think they boo if Dom and El Grande win. I think they're cheering too.
Yeah, I think Dragon Lee is eating a pin.
Yeah,
Dragon Lee is eating a pin.
Yeah.
Remember all that talking with the next faces of Luchadors? Dragon Lee? All that talking, I said stay tuned. Yeah, what happened to all that?
El Grande Americano happened. He popped up, came back after years in exile. El Grande returned, take over the Luchadors.
How much credit
happened? That's what happened.
How much credit does Kaiser get?
How much what?
Bro,
how much credit does he get? Where do we put this? Because
look, he told Chad Gable to hold my beer. He said, "Hey, you did great. Well, listen, I'm gonna up the game here." We didn't know he was fluent in Spanish whenever he took over this gimmick. Like, he went down there, cut a Hangman Page Spanish promo, and he's the most favorite luchador in all of Mexico.
Listen, there can be arguments for every one of these matches to be potential match of the night, but I'm expecting.
And he's like 6'5". They don't have luchadors down there that are 6'5".
He stands out on ringside. He reaches the top rope.
He's like Jordan for the '92 Dream Team walking around Barcelona. He can't go nowhere in Mexico.
He said 6'5", slim built.
Nothing grande about him. He's out there.
Give me put your money on El Vikingo. Nobody's that time I was switching.
Look, you want to get people talking about AAA. You want to get people talking about the promotion. You want to get people to tune in to see the promotion. You want to get more eyes on the product outside of Mexico. You slap that belt on Dirty Dom Mysterio ASAP.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, like they've been pushing Vikingo as from day one. Whenever they announced this, he was front and center. They just put the title on him, so that's where I'm going back and forth on. Like, if you want him to be the face, and you still want him to be the face, like, you just had him win the title? Like, are you really going to make him drop it? But this guy definitely has that anticipation of anything could happen in this match.
Listen. Yep, Jason. He was the face. Was being the key word until Dom took that mask off, and then they was like, "Whoa, what do we got here? Por favor."
Listen, Dom is gonna do something that deadbeat dad Rey Mysterio never did.
With you on that.
What happened? Hey.
Dominic Mysterio is going to do something that deadbeat dad Rey Mysterio never did, and that was when the AAA Mega Campeon and El Papi Dirty Dom Mysterio is going to be celebrating all around Mexico City tonight. Chicken tendies and PSPs will be played across Mexico, not PlayStations, PSPs, because All
right, so I know this is their mania, but like, do you give it like? Donald, from what you were just saying, like, Dom came in, took off that mask, huge pop, get it. So if he wins tonight, I can see the justification. If Grande wins, I can see the justification. If Vikingo wins, I can see the justification. Only one is Dragon. But do you do that quick turnaround, or do you play the money game and slow build this?
Look,
get as much money as you can off of it.
If you want El Hijo
every night.
Yeah, if you want El Hijo del Vikingo to be the face of AAA, which he's already there in my eyes. Like El Hijo is stamped, cemented what he does. But if you really want to get him over to the next level, you put the belt on Dom and you have El Vikingo on the SmackDown or on Raw. Get him out there in front of the audience, chasing the whole 9 yards, and then you can drop it at the next AAA event.
You came up in the wrong era, my guy. Came up in the Dirty Dom era.
And spoiler alert, in a couple months, end of the year awards, Dirty Dom's Donald's pick for the male wrestler of the year.
It might be unanimous.
I'm just like Hogan there. It's already in the bag.
Look, if you have not watched a AAA event, and if you're not familiar with luchador wrestling,
it is good.
It is great. It is entertaining. It is completely different from any wrestling that you watched on a regular basis. So you need to go in open-minded and have no preconceived notions of what the matches are going to look like, because it's a completely different style of wrestling. It is on their YouTube.
It's going to look like WWE late tonight.
It is on their YouTube channel, 9 p.m. for free. Go and watch the show. Go and watch the show. It will be nonstop entertainment from start to finish. It doesn't matter if you don't know the wrestlers. It doesn't matter if you know Rudos, heels versus baby faces. It doesn't matter. Graves, Conan, and JBL are going to educate people. They're going to be entertaining from the commentary side. I expect some things to pop off. It is XXXIII's WrestleMania, as you say, Chris. So there may be surprises. There may be run-ins. Who knows? It's going to be an entertaining show, and people are going to be talking about it. So I would definitely
shows up and wins the title.
Hey. He was in a barber chair yesterday, supposedly getting that head shaved. And
where's Squeeze at? Is he in Tijuana? Book it.
Who's showing up? Who's on El Parkway?
I think Squeeze is home for the Steeler game tonight.
El Parkway.
So funny. All right, let's get into this game. So, since it's triple mania
for Jason hearing it for the first time.
Yeah, for the first time. I gave the guys homework and I said, make a faction of 5 luchadors. It could be from any promotion, past or present. Name the faction and state the reasons why you put them in the faction. So I'll go. Since it's my game, I'll go first. I need high flyers on my squad. So I got Juventud Guerrero, Ray Phoenix, and Psychosis. Hoovy could be the mouth for the 3.
Wait, I thought you said 5, right? You only listed off 3.
Yeah, because I didn't get to the other 2 yet because they have their parts. And then it'll be the mouth for the 3. Then I need my crazy luchador. So that's where La Parca comes in this thing.
You just
with the chair. You got to do your homework.
Everybody got to say, we all got the same list.
No, you don't got the same.
Almost.
And then after that, since they're all masked people, you have to have their leader, which is the king of all luchadors. And that is the one and only Dominic Mysterio.
Do they have to be masked?
They are masked, yes.
They don't have to be masked.
They don't have, no, they don't have to. No, they don't have to be masked. But on my team, there's 4 masks and there's 1 person with no mask.
So angry.
Yes. And then so my team's name is called Maxima Categoria, and that's Spanish for top flight.
Do they have to come out in the Southwest uniforms?
It would be Spirit Airlines. It would be Spirit Airlines.
Is there an Air Mexico? I mean, very similar list here. All mine are masked as well. The leader has to be. Mine's going to be kind of like different eras here, but leader, I'm going to get some shit for this. Right, Mysterio. After that, Juventud Guerrera, another high flyer, putting him in the list. My tag team would be Penta and Ray. And then looking to the future, I'd put in Laredo Kid. So a little bit of Legends, current, and future. And my name would be Rapidissimo for Lightning Quick.
All right, I gotta switch my picks up now. We're not running through these same. I did have a couple different people on here than what you guys had, but some of those were definitely the same. So I'm gonna adjust my team strategy right out the gates based off of these current selections. If we're running 5v5 Survivor Series style matchups with these teams, so I'm gonna go. Listen, you guys are going for high flyers. Quick, speedy, needy, this, that. Nah. We're shutting shit down with power. We're bringing bases to the team, okay? Give me Mil Muertes from Lucha Underground, who is just going to absolutely stomp the ever-loving shit out of all these luchadors that you guys have on your team. So give me Mil Muertes, okay? You want to talk about crazy luchadors and
that was El Messias, right?
Right? Yes. But I go by Mil Muertes.
Yeah, no.
Dog, you want to talk about crazy luchadors? It's not a crazier luchador out there than Super Crazy. What are we doing? Super Crazy. We're getting super crazy out there.
It is a good one.
Yeah, it's literally in the name, right?
Yeah.
So Super Crazy, Mil Muertes. And then on top of that, I don't want to reveal the leader yet just because, but I'm going to throw a little monkey wrench into this play, okay? I'm going with a current luchador who has a brother on commentary tonight. So give me Sam Adonis to be added to my luchador team, okay? Brother of Corey Graves, getting a little, you can see the vibes of what we're going with what this well-rounded team is going to look like, right? So I got Mil Muertes, I got Super Crazy, I got Sam Adonis.
Jason, you taking notes?
I'm throwing Penta in there because we need no fear on this team. And my team has no fear based off of the luchadors that are established. And then to lead the group, again, throwback, King of Mexico for a time being, arguably one of the biggest luchadors ever in Mexico. Had a run in the States. Give me Vampiro to lead up my luchador team.
That's good.
All right. And I'm going to call my team the Devil's Kiss for Stephanie Vakir, but I don't know what that translates in Spanish because I didn't put it into Duolingo before I jumped on it. Way different than what I originally had written down. Okay. But
what was your original?
Options. What was my original?
Same one.
Movie.
my original five. My original five was
original LWO.
Yeah, my original five was going to be Ray, Hoovy, Psychosis, and then I had Penta and Phoenix. Was my original five.
I had La Park and then I'll add a fourth or add a fifth.
So yeah, but no, I'm going. We're coming. We're definitely the Rudos.
You changed it up.
These faction groups.
Jason,
give me Ultimo Dragon. Thunder Juice.
Not a luchador.
I was gonna say that's
not a luchador. Ultimo Dragon is not a luchador.
Thunder Juice. Dragon.
He's not a luchador.
Japanese.
Luda.
Anybody with face paint or a mask.
That's how I'm rolling. Mr. Patriot.
Absolutely not.
And straight edge CM Punk.
And he named 4, not 5.
Take Punk off. No, okay. I'll take Punk off and throw in Jericho.
Lionheart, Chris Jericho.
Gotta be Lionheart. Oh God.
Jason doesn't even watch New Japan, and he picked all New Japan.
Said Buddha.
Hey, only this claim shit.
Jushin Thunder Liger. Jushin Thunder Liger, Muda, Ultimo Dragon.
Hey, if you do a springboard moonsault, you are a luchador.
Jason's like, wall.
So you telling me everybody in original ECW was a luchador? Bam Bam Bigelow, Abdul,
Roxanne Perez,
Bam Bam.
Bam Bam's a luchador because he did it. Vader.
Shit.
Vader.
Vader wears a mask. He counts.
This dude he stereotyped.
That was fantastic.
Yes, it was.
And my title was El Biblioteca because that's the only Spanish word I know.
You're thinking library. That's a library.
Library.
But he even got that wrong.
You're the library.
He even got that wrong. It's not El Biblioteca.
La Biblioteca.
La Biblioteca.
Yeah.
Close enough.
That's not the most American thing ever. El Biblioteca, close enough.
I ain't took Spanish in 7th grade, man.
This guy, just absolutely.
So, Jason, when we talk offline, I was thinking your route there for a minute.
Oh my god.
Taekwon, is it racist or left? But I've been failed by the education system.
This is when Ty joins in.
Jason,
oh my god.
That was great.
That was good.
All my life, I thought they were luchadors. I'm sorry.
We know. We know.
We know. You don't have to apologize, like Chris said.
Can they be strong style luchadors?
Jason's like, I saw the green mist and I knew he ate at Taco Bell. Like, what are we doing?
Strong style luchadors.
Bear Day sauce.
That's the new promotion right there.
Bear Day
sauce.
Surprised he didn't name his team Tostitos Queso Blanco.
La Chalupas. Donald, send it home.
Party pack.
Yeah.
Yo Quiero Taco Bell then party pack. It's Jason's
Do we have any quick hitters?
Send it home.
Not after that.
Okay, that's good. All right. All right. Thank you for watching and listening to the Dumb Marks Podcast, episode 252, AAA or AAAI. Catch us on all of our social medias at Dumb Marks Pod. Get our merch at prowrestlingtees.com/dumbmarkspod. And like, listen, and follow on Spotify. This week's quote: fix your sleep, go goes, hit the gym, fix your circle, accept the past, say less, do more, become better.
You just
and with
threw sentences together for that.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Gym in the gym working out.
Chris is gonna have to listen to that 17 times.
He sent me the text already.
I sent it to him already. So with that, we'll catch you next week. And as always, Konnichiwa, Kairi Sane, and fuck the Dave Square. Until then.